Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python Training series. In this session, we are going to continue the creation of this Behave BDD hybrid framework with page object model. In the previous session, we have created the feature files and step definitions. Now, we are going to write some Selenium code into this step definition methods in this part of this session. So, let's get started. I'll switch to this PyCharm ID where we have this project containing the so far created framework containing these feature files and step definitions. We have not written any Selenium automation code so far. So I'm going to write now. Okay, I'll pick this search.feature first. And associatedly, we have created this search.py, okay, containing the step definitions. Here we have to write the automation code. So I got navigated to home page. Okay, so if you can open this feature file also, it will be good. So first scenario, let's automate the first scenario, which talks about, let me move this here so that it will be easy for us to, refer and all. Search.feature first scenario, search for a valid product. And the first step is I got navigated to home page. Let's find it out. Okay. This is a step, right? I got navigated to home page. Let's implement that here. How to navigate instead of the sprint statement. Here I'm going to write the Selenium code. Okay. Selenium automation code. So to get started and to navigate to the home page and all, we have to write something like this WebDriver dot. Okay. Now hover the mouse on the WebDriver. You will not be able to import this because in this project, we have not installed Selenium yet. Select this project, select file, select settings, and here again, select the project in the settings and select this Python interpreter. Here Selenium is not there. Click on plus. And here search for Selenium. Now select Selenium and click on install package. In a while, Selenium will get installed. Let's wait. Let's wait for Selenium to get installed. So you should get a green color warning message saying that Selenium has been successfully installed. Okay, wait. It's done almost. Yeah. Selenium installed successfully. Close this. Say okay. That's it. Here now over the mouse on WebDriver. Now you will be. So let this loading process complete. Sometimes it will take some time. Okay. This progress should be completed. Okay. After installing also, then only we'll be able to import. Okay. The loading is completed almost. Scanning packages and all. Okay, over the mouse now. You see now import this name key. Select that and select this WebDriver from. Import this WebDriver from Selenium. Okay. From Selenium package, import this WebDriver. Now say dot Chrome. WebDriver.pro. Give the circular brackets. And this should return you the driver. Okay. Driver is equal to, that's fine. Now after that, I'll say driver dot maximize window. Then I'll say driver dot get. So in the double quotes, give the application URL where you have to navigate and all. Okay. Open the application. So I'm automating this particular application. Let me open this browser and specify the browser URL, application URL here and press enter. This application tutorialsninja.com/demo is the application. I'll copy this URL and paste it here. Okay, this is the application. What next? After doing that, after opening the browser, maximizing it, and opening this application, anyhow we are on the we have navigated to the home page now, right? There is a thing. So when you do this, you are automatically on the home page only. Okay, so you don't have to write any other steps. Here, this is automation code which need to be written for this particular step only. Okay. So after that, what is the next step? I enter valid product into the search box field. Okay. On this home page, we have the search box field where we have to enter the valid product. How to enter the valid product there? So let's implement that step. I enter valid product into the search box field. Here have to write something like inspect the search box field. And it has a name locator. Copy this name locator, name attribute value for name locator, and simply write down driver dot. You see, you'll not be able to use the driver here because driver is local to this particular method, but not this method. You cannot access the driver in this method. It is only can be accessible in this method. Why? Because you have used the driver like that. How to make this driver accessible in all the methods of this step definition file? For that, there is a kind of context kind of thing, like self keyword was there in Python, right? Same thing in behave BDD, we have this context. So before this driver, add context. Then this driver will be shared across all these methods in this particular Python file. Okay, wherever you are using the driver, add context dot. Then this method will share the driver with other method. Okay, it will be accessible. So write down context. Now here mention again the same context is there here. Now write down context here, context dot driver dot. Now you can access. Okay, driver dot find element by dot name. Here by also you have to import. You're not getting any error with the driver, you see. By dot name, comma, whatever the name attribute value is there, copy that and paste it here. And what you have to do, enter valid product. Okay, enter means dot send the keys. Send the keys command you have to provide. In double quotes, what is a valid product? HP is a valid product. Okay, HP is a valid product. This is the next step. This is the second step. Enter valid product into the search box field. Now, after entering the valid product in search box field, I click on search button. This is a step. Where is that? I click on search button. Okay. So here instead of this, write down context dot driver dot find element by dot. What is that? For the search button, inspect the search button, and this is a HTML code of that particular button. So to locate this button, I'll start from here. I'll create an XPath expression, double slash dev at the rate ID is equal to give that ID of that. And under that, there is a button here, slash button. Okay. Slash button, press enter. Okay. Let me clear this out and see what's happening. It's locating till here, it is locating, and under that slash button, UTTOM. Okay, what mistake I'm doing here? Div. Okay, it's not directly under this, right? Double slash button I have to write. Okay, it's not the immediate child, right? It is a grandchild. Double slash button. So how many elements? One out of one element only. Okay, that is this particular button is successfully getting located. Copy that XPath expression. Come back here. Now write down by dot XPath. Give the XPath expression for locating that button and simply say dot click. Dot click. Done. That's it. That step also got implemented. And here also we have successfully used context dot driver. Okay, everywhere you use context so that this driver will be shared across all the methods. Now after that, valid product should get displayed in the search results. Where is that method? We'll find out. Valid product should get displayed in the search results. Okay, here we have to verify. Remove this print statement. How to verify that? After you type HP here, click on the search button. Here you have to verify whether this valid product is getting displayed in the search results. Inspect this. Inspect that. This is a link text. Copy this link text. Okay. Here I'll write down assert. In Python, we have assertions. Okay. In Python also, we have assertions. That assert I'll write down here. Assert space driver dot find. Here instead of driver, we have to use what? Context dot driver. Okay. Context dot driver dot find element by dot link text, comma, give that link text of that displayed product here. This is a link text of the product that is displayed dot is score displayed. Like this, you write the command. Okay. Context dot driver dot find element is displayed. If it is displayed, the assertion will pass. Otherwise, the assertion will fail. After that, this is the last step. So we have to quit the browser. Here I have to write context dot driver dot quit. We'll quit the browser also. After this assertion is done, we have to quit the browser. So once search scenario we have automated. Okay, one such scenario we have automated. So I'll intentionally run this scenario to see whether the Selenium automation code written implemented for this first scenario is working fine or not. Remaining all scenarios have not implemented. Okay, so I'll do one thing at the rate implemented. Okay, intentionally I'm create just for the temporary purpose I'm adding this tag. I'll not be using this tag always, just for running it for just for now. Okay, for this moment I'm creating this tag implemented. You can give any name. Okay, or completed you can give if you want. Okay, it's up to you, whatever makes sense. You can give that name here. The reason we are creating this tag is that only this particular scenario I want to run. Remaining all scenarios in all the feature files I don't want to run. Only this first scenario in the search.feature file I want to run. Go to the terminal and say cls and clear it. Say behave under the features package. Okay, under the features you run only that scenario containing the tag hyphen tags is equal to give the tag name that is completed. Only Okay, only the scenario related to this particular tag. I already covered and explained about this particular tag as part of this BDD using behave. Okay, I'm taking advantage of this now. Okay, press enter. Sorry. Here I have to press enter. So let's see whether it is working fine or not. Is that automated or not? Okay, you see it's opening the application URL. Yeah. So it is working fine, it seems. Okay, so if it is passing or failing, let's see the result now. You see 4 steps got passed. That means even that assertion step also got passed, and the browser even got closed also. The browser got closed also, right? The browser even got closed. It is working fine. We have successfully automated one of the scenario. Now, so the second scenario is here. Now let's implement the steps. Already one of the step is already implemented. I got navigated to home page is already implemented here. The same code will be applicable for this particular scenario also. I don't have to write the code again for this step. The next step is I enter invalid product into search box field. Okay. First step is already implemented. You see here, I got navigate to home page is already implemented. I don't have to write it again and again. Okay. This method is common for all the steps in this each and every scenario. So now I enter, the second step is I enter invalid product into the search box field. Where is that? I enter invalid product into search box field. Here, write down, let's clear this out and write down, enter invalid product. How to enter for entering a valid product also the same code is there na, almost. Enter valid product. Copy this part. Okay, it will be almost same. Copy this and in place of the invalid product, paste it. Context find element by dot name. Same search box field. Here invalid product is nothing but Honda. Okay, in place of HP, you just give Honda. That will be enough. And next. Then the next step is I click on search button is already implemented here. I already, if you search for that particular, I click on search button. Already the code is available. Okay, you don't have to write that again. And the last step is proper message should be displayed. You see what will happen generally is when you enter an invalid product in the search box field and click on the search button, you will get this message. There's no product that matches the search criteria. You have to verify that. Okay, you have to verify whether this message is coming or not. So I'll inspect this. Right click, inspect this. So first of all, this is the expected text. Copy this expected text here and write down here in this method, proper message kind of thing. Proper message should be displayed in the search results. Remove this print statement and in place of that, write down. In place of that, write down expected text is equal to, in double quotes, give the text. Okay, this is expected text. And we have to retrieve the actual text using Selenium automation. For that, inspect this text. And this is inside the p tag we have, but this p tag is somewhere below this input tag having some ID. I'll copy this ID of this input tag. Control F. I'll create an XPath expression. Input at the rate ID is equal to, give that ID and say slash following hyphen sibling colon speed. So it got located. Copy this XPath expression and come back here and write down. Okay. Copy that XPath expression here and copy that XPath expression and write down here. Retrieve the text. Okay, so here I'll write assert. Okay, assert context dot driver dot find element y dot xpath, right? Xpath, comma, give that xpath expression. And now say dot. You have to retrieve the text, right? You have to say text command in Selenium. Dot equals eq underscore circular bracket. Here we have to write here we have to mention the expected text. Copy this expected text and paste it here like this. Okay. You can take it to the next line if you want. Okay. You see, context.driver.find element dot text. You are retrieving the text from this, and that should be equal to the expected text. From whatever the Selenium is retrieving the text should match with the whatever the text you are expecting. Then this particular test is going to pass. After that, I need to quit the browser. Context.driver.quit. Quit the browser. That's it. The second scenario also got completed. Then here I'll write down at the rate completed for now. Let me also implement this third scenario, and then I would like to run all the three scenarios together. Okay. First, let me implement this. This is already implemented. I got navigate to homepage is already implemented. I don't enter anything into the search box field. Okay, this is a new step. So I don't enter anything into search box field. Here I enter the invalid product, but here I don't. Copy this step. It will be almost safe. Paste it, and here instead of giving HPR counter, don't enter anything. Okay, keep it blank. That's it. That step will be implemented. I don't enter. I click on the search button is already implemented. I click on search button is already implemented. After that, proper message should be displayed in the search results page. Proper message. So this is the one. Okay, already the code is implemented. The same code will be applicable for this scenario also. So we have successfully implemented. And now here I'll write down at the rate completed. All the such scenarios got completed. So I'll simply write search here otherwise. Okay, at the rate search. That will make sense more. So at the rate search, all the search functionality related scenarios, I automated it. Now, if I have to run all these three scenarios to see whether they are working fine or not, so CLS and just say behave under the features, write hyphen tags is equal to, okay, hyphen tags is equal to, give the tag that is all these three scenarios have the such tag, copy this and paste it here. Such tag has been written here, hyphen tags is equal to such. Now press enter. That's it. All the three scenarios should run one by one and everything should get passed. First scenario is running. It's passed. Now second scenario will run. It also got passed. Third scenario is running. It's going to run. Whatever the three scenarios we implemented are running one by one, right? Done, completed. So we should see all the things as passed, all the three scenarios as passed in the results. You see here we got the results, three scenarios passed. Nothing got failed. Okay, zero fail, zero fail, zero fail. All the three scenarios got passed. So with this, we have implemented the sample search related functionality scenarios. Now, close this and open this next one, that is login.feature. Let's implement this login functionality scenarios. Okay. So login related scenarios we have to automate. So login.py and yeah. Here, let's take the first step. I navigated to login page. I navigated to login page. Where is that? I navigated to login page. We are here. Let's write the code. That is WebDriver dot for the mouse. Import this from Selenium package and write on WebDriver dot Chrome circular bracket. And here write down driver is equal to, instead of driver, you just mention context dot driver. So other methods will be able to access. Same steps. That is driver dot maximize context dot driver dot maximize window, then context dot driver dot get Get the application URL, this application URL, copy this URL and paste it here. And after that, we should navigate to which page? Login page. Okay, so I need to click on my account and then select login. Then only this step will be completed. Till then, the step will not be completed. So how to write that? For that, inspect this my account option. Inspect this my account option. And here you see some text between the tags are there. Copy this text which is there between the span tag and create an XPath expression for the double slash span. Text is equal to, give that. Okay, this is XPath expression and this is locating the span tag only one element. That is nothing but this my account. Okay, copy this and come back here and write down. We have to navigate, right? So context dot driver dot find element by dot path. For that, first import this by from Selenium and say dot xpath, comma, give that xpath expression and simply say dot click. After clicking on that my account, we should select this login option, inspect this login option. It's nothing but a link text. Copy this text between the tags of link text and write down here context dot driver dot find element by dot link text, give that link text and simply say dot click. Done. This steps got successfully implemented for the first step here, that is I navigate to login page is completed. Then I enter valid email address and valid password into the fields. Enter valid email address and valid password into the fields. How to verify, how to write the steps? I enter this, find that first, I enter valid email address and valid password. Here instead of this print statement, write down the code. Okay, after you go to the login page, what you will do generally, in the login page, you have to enter the email address and password. Inspect this email address field. Here we have an ID. Copy this ID. Come back here, write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID, comma, give the ID of that email address field and say dot send keys. Here write down the valid email address. What is a valid email address that you can write down? I will take one valid email address here. Amo to recap one. I gave one password. Click on login. Is it working? No. Maybe the password is different. Let me try a different password. No, it's not working. Let me go and see. Okay, let me create an account, fresh account, so that I can use that. Or there's one more thing. To the okay, this one I'll try. If the account is there, that's good. Otherwise, you have to create. Okay, let's create an account. I'll use that existing account details. Okay, to the April 1 at the rate gmail.com or simply April itself. I'll write down. Amo to April 2023 when I'm recording this session, and here this is the sample telephone number I'm entering. Password I'm giving as 12345. Here confirm password also 12345. This is the email address I need to copy. Select this and continue. The account should get created. Now simply log out and try to log in. So the credentials are working fine or not. This is the email address I create an account for just now. I'm giving the password and say login. Is it working? Yes, it's working fine. Okay. So I will use the same email address here. Just paste the email address. Password is 12345. Now, after entering the email address, I have to enter the valid password. After entering valid email address, I have to enter the valid password. How to enter the valid password here? So for that, again, inspect this password field here. We just now have entered only the email address, valid email address. Now let's enter the password. Inspect this password field. So this also has an ID. Copy this ID of this password field and come back here and write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that password field and say dot send keys, send underscore keys and Here give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now click on the login button, inspect this, copy this, Control F, double slash input @ value is equal to, give that login, copy this XPath expression for locating this login button. Now write down the code. So you should not be writing it here. Rather, the next step is all about, I click on the login button, find that step. Here you have to write context dot driver dot find element by dot XPath, give that XPath expression, double quotes you mentioned, and say dot click. So this is a command done. After I click on the login button, I should get logged in. How to verify that you got successfully logged in? When you click on the login button, if you get any of these options that a non-logged in user cannot get, only the logged in user can edit the account, only the logged in user can change the password. All these options will come only for the user who got logged in. So sorry, let me go back. So what I'll do is I'll pick one of the option which out of that options that only the logged in user will get, and I'll verify whether this option is displayed on the page or not. Okay, to verify whether we got successful logged in. If this option is there on the page, means we got successful logged in. Inspect this. And here we got the link text, copy this link text and come back here and write down, I should get logged in. Okay, then I should get logged in. That is, I'll write down assert, assert context dot driver dot find element by dot link text, give that link text. Okay, context dot driver dot find element by dot link text, and I have to simply say whether this particular element is displayed on the page or not. Is displayed, I have to write down is displayed. If this option is displayed, means the user got successful logged in, the test will pass. Otherwise, the test will fail. After that, I have to write context dot driver dot quit and close the browser. This is the last step, right? So we have to quit the browser. Should get logged in. This should quit the browser. So this one is completed. This step is completed. This scenario is completed. I'll just write on completed and see whether I'll run only this particular scenario having this particular tag to see whether this is working fine or not. So I'll go to the terminal and I'll clear and write down behave. Under the features package, you run all the feature files, but should have the scenarios should have the tag name as completed. Okay, mention completed here, tags is equal to completed, and press enter. Okay, login. You see it got passed. All first scenario, all the 4 steps got passed. So it's working fine. Now let's implement all the remaining scenarios also one by one. Login with invalid email and valid password. Okay. Login with invalid. In this session, I will automate all the scenarios in all the feature files. Okay. That's the aim of this session. In the next session, we'll take this framework to the next level. But in this session, I'll show you how to automate some sample functionalities, okay, of this application like this, so that you will get some confidence on how to automate. Okay. So login with invalid email and valid password and navigate to login page. The first step is already implemented here, but this step is not implemented. I enter invalid email. Here valid email is there. Here enter invalid email and valid password is there. Find the step. I enter invalid email and valid password into the fields. Clear this out. Okay. I enter invalid email and valid password into the fields. Now copy this 2 lines that we have written already for enter valid email address and valid password thing. And the same thing should be there for the invalid email and valid password. Here the same things, but here we have to give an invalid email address, and the invalid email address that I give, it's better that I will I'll give you a new email address every time. Okay, that's a better way of doing the stuff. So how to get that done? How to get that done? If I want an invalid email address every time, it's better that I write some code here, okay? To generate an invalid email address, let me write some code here. So I need to write some Python code for which will get us generate an invalid email address every time. That email address should contain the timestamp. Okay, if I attach some timestamp to that invalid email address, right? What will happen if I attach some timestamp to that invalid email address? That will be new email address always, right? Aim to is some timestamp. The timestamp will keep changing. Okay, every time it auto generates a timestamp, right? With the email address with timestamp, right? That email will be anyhow new email. It will not have an account in our application. That will definitely be a invalid email every time. Okay, because it doesn't have the account means it is an invalid email almost. So what I will do here is instead of writing the code here, I will open the previously. Okay, already have written this code in one of the previous projects. I'll just open that project here. I'll go to my location of the projects. So just to save time, I'm doing this. Okay, whenever I require, I'll go to the old project and get the things. This is a project. Say okay and say new window. I'll close this after the task is done. I'll close this new window thing to avoid the confusions and all. So here somewhere, you see this is the code. Okay, timestamp, and this is the code. Okay, should be generated. Copy these two lines for now, and come back to our project. And here is the code. Timestamp date time dot now. Okay, timestamp. Okay, this timestamp is coming. That timestamp I have to append in the email amotori plus timestamp plus gmail, and this I'll say invalid underscore email. I'll say is equal to, I'll store that into this. Over the mouse on the date time and import this from where I have to import is something I need to see once. The previous project, what is the import date time from date time? Okay, so we should be clear about from where we are importing. Over the mouse on this date time, I import this from date time. Okay, so date time import from date time, like this. You have to import. Now this is good. And what next? I got an invalid email which will be generated with timestamp always. This is a timestamp we are getting that we are storing in timestamp and appending into this email. We are creating this email out of nowhere. And this invalid email, in place of hard coding this and all, just pass that here. Invalid email that will be taken care of. And here password should be valid. So 1234 is a valid one. Okay. Now this is done. So let's close this out. The other project I'll close this. Only one project which we are currently working on, this framework, right? That exists now on the screen. So the next thing, I enter invalid email and valid password into the fields is completed. Then I click on the login button is already implemented as part of the previous step. I click on the login button and I should get a proper warning message. I should get a proper warning message. I should get a proper warning message here. Clear this out. So log out this. Okay. What is that warning message that should come? I'll show you. If you enter some invalid, I'll just randomly entering some invalid email address and giving a valid password here. And when I click on the login button, I should get this warning message. Okay, this is the expected warning message. Copy this text. I'll copy this text and write down expected warning message is equal to, and double quotes give that message. I should get a proper warning message. And here I'll write down assert. Okay. Here I'll write down assert space context dot driver dot find element context dot driver dot find element. I should get a proper warning message. Here I'll write down by dot. So how should I get this message? Inspect this. Here account login. I'll create an XPath expression out of this. Control F double slash div at the rate ID is equal to use ID. The single quote is missing here. Under this div, somewhere we have this warning message under this div tag. It seems expand this. Where is the div? Here, this is the div. Slash div, you say. Under this div, this is a direct div. So slash div. But here one of two are coming. So I have to say div of one. it will select the first one containing this warning message. So this div tags are starting, div tag is starting here and ending here. In between that, not only the warning message is there, but also some HTML code is there. Okay, when I say dot text right with this XPath expression, along with this text, it also will retrieve the HTML code. So how to verify whether this expected warning message is there in between the tags? For that, instead of equals, we use contains. Okay, copy this XPath expression and write down here by dot XPath, give that XPath expression and write down dot text dot contains, should contain circular brackets, it should contain the expected warning message. Along with that warning message, it also contains HTML code, right? Instead of equals, I'm using contains. That's the reason. Okay, press enter so that you can see the code properly here. Okay, so this is also done. This is also implemented. I should get a proper warning message is implemented. This is also completed. Write down the tag here at the rate completed. Write down. Now the next scenario, let's implement. I navigated to login page is already implemented as part of the previous scenarios. This step is new because here invalid email, valid password, but here valid email, invalid password. Okay. So let's go there. I enter valid email and invalid password, reverse one. Okay. I'll take one valid email address and along with that, I'll take a valid invalid password. So I'll copy this somewhere here. With these two lines, I'll copy and paste it here. The first one is into the email address. I have to enter a valid email address. Instead of entering this one, I'll create an account for a new email. Better. Register an account. Here I'll write April 2023 sample at the rate gmail.com. Some email address I'm creating randomly. Just telephone number I'm giving and copy this email address, which I'll be using in that script. Continue. Account will be created. Done. We got an account. So we can use this email to log in now. Okay. We can use this email and give the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the password and login. Now we got the proper credentials. So here I'll enter the email address and here we should not be giving a valid password. Instead, I'll give invalid password. So 67890. This is an invalid password. Okay. So this is done. Valid email, invalid password. I click on the login button already implemented. I should get a proper warning message already implemented. Okay. This scenario is also completed. So here I'll write down at the rate completed. This is completed. This is completed. This is completed. Now here login with invalid. Both are invalid. Invalid email, invalid password. How to do that? So it's very simple. This step is already implemented. Only this step need to be implemented. I'll go to this login.py. So both are invalid. So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this code for invalid email. This one will be enough. And for password, I'll just figure it out. So here, already this is for invalid email. Every time it will generate a new email with timestamp that doesn't have an account. So it will become an invalid. And password 67890. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm giving 67890. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 67890. That is invalid password. Both are invalid in this case now. So this is also implemented. After that, I should get a proper warning message that is also implemented as part of the previous scenario. Completed. So only one scenario left out here in this out of 5 scenarios. We completed 4. The last one. After that, we'll run this login related. Okay, we'll run this login related scenarios. Login without entering any credentials. This is already implemented. This is already implemented. I navigated to login page is already implemented. I don't enter anything into the email and password fields. I don't enter anything into the email and password fields. How to do this? I don't enter anything into the email and password fields. So just go here. I don't enter. So here, just have to write 2 lines. These are the 2 lines. Paste it here and here, don't enter any email and don't enter any password. That's it. This means that I'm not entering anything into the email and password fields. After that, we have to click on the login button and I should get a proper same warning message. These 2 steps are already implemented as part of the previous scenarios at the rate completed. Anyhow, we have automated all these scenarios, right? So instead of completed, let's try login. That will be useful for next level also, right? These are login related scenarios. So we'll definitely keep login at the rate login like this. Now run this from the terminal and say CLS and say behave features hyphen tags is equal to login. You mentioned the tag name as login. There are 5 scenarios having that login tag. All should run one by one. Press enter. If everything is getting passed, whatever we have automated in this login functionality is successful. Let's see. One test completed. Login with valid credentials got executed successfully. Now second test will run. Completed. Second test also completed. Third test is running. It's also completed. Total 5 tests. Now fourth is running. Not taking much time anyhow. So this is also completed. Now last one. Last test. Okay, the last test is also done. So if all the scenarios are passing means we are good. So we have successfully run in the earlier run, right? We have successfully run the search.feature file scenarios, 3 scenarios. Now in the login, we have completed all the 3 scenarios, right? Next is the remaining is restart.feature. Here we have 4 scenarios that we have to automate that I'm going to do it now. Okay, let's automate these 4 scenarios one by one. So here it's better that I'll write @register and run it better. Okay, this tag name will not be there for other scenarios. So here first step is I navigate to register page, go to the register and here write down WebDriver dot. Now hold the mouse on this WebDriver and import this from Selenium package and write down Chrome and here it will return you the driver. Now mention context.driver and after that write down context.driver dot maximize window, then context.driver dot get command. Here we have to give the application URL. Give this application URL. If required, you log out here. Not required. Give the application URL. Copy this, and paste it here. After that, you have to navigate to which page. This is not done. Opening the application URL is not enough here. We have to write the code for navigating to the register page. In order to navigate to the register page from this page, first we have to click on my account, then select the register option. So already we have written this code for my account in the login thing. So go to the login.py and here you can find it out. This is the one. Copy this step and paste it here. So you don't have to do any hard work now. This is already done. Over the mouse on buy and import it from Selenium package. After that, after clicking on the my account, we have to select the register option, inspect this register option. And after inspecting the register option, this is a link text, copy this link text and write down here context.driver.find element by dot link text, give the link text located for that register option and say dot click. It is done. I navigate to register page. I enter details into mandatory fields. Click on continue button. Account should get created. The account should get created is the last step. Okay. For now, we have implemented only the first step. I navigate to register page is completed. What is the next step then? I enter details into the mandatory fields. So here, let's find out. I enter details into the mandatory fields. So here, remove this and write down what are the, after you go to this register page, you have to enter the details into the mandatory fields. So first name, last name, email, telephone, password confirm, and privacy are the mandatory fields. Remaining are not mandatory. So inspect this, only the mandatory fields I have to enter. So inspect this first name and it has an ID, copy this ID. And here I'll write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that and say dot send keys double quotes and send keys give, let's say my first name I'll give. Okay, then after entering around here I have to enter my last name. Enter my last name. Inspect this last name field. It also has an ID. Copy this ID and here write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that password, so last name field and say dot send keys. And let me give my last name. Give last name. Let's say Motori here. And email address inspect. Input email. Copy this and write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of that email address and say dot send keys. Send keys email. Every time I have to generate a new email with timestamp. Already we have written the code in this login, right? If you go open the login somewhere, we have written the code for auto generating the timestamp. Okay, always. This is a thing we have to do. Copy this, and here before entering that new email every time, just write down. I'll say new email instead of invalid here according to the context. I'll copy this and paste it here. For the mouse on datetime and import it from datetime.datetime. Okay, done. You see, this will generate you a new email with the timestamp for which account is not there. That email we have to give because we have to create an account with that new email. So I'll give some random email here for now. April 2023 28 with timestamp. I'm just giving my own timestamp 04. Okay, 04 and 1851 some 33 at the rate gmail.com. I'm giving. Okay, this email. One here I need to enter the telephone in the telephone field, which is an also mandatory field. Copy this. So here I'll write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give that ID of the telephone field dot send keys, and here write down the telephone that you want to enter. That is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Done. After telephone, what other email in mandatory fields are there? Let's find it out. Here password and confirm password are also mandatory. Inspect that password, copy this, and here write down context dot driver dot find element, then by dot ID. Give that ID of that password field and say dot send keys. Give the password as 1 2 3 4 5. And the next one here 1 2 3 4 5. The next one, inspect this password confirm, and here also ID is there. Copy this ID of the password confirm field. Write down context dot driver dot find element by dot ID. Give the ID of the password confirm and say dot send keys. And here also give 1 2 3 4 5 as a password. So after that, only one mandatory field that is left out is this privacy policy. Inspect this privacy policy as a name locator. Copy this and write down here context dot driver dot. So it's better you write one more step here. I enter details into the mandatory fields, and I select privacy policy option. Okay, I have to implement this step here. Instead of mentioning this here, I can write one more. You can write it as part of this, or you can, whatever I have done, write an extra step I created. That also you can create after you. It's not compulsory. Just to make it more looking good, I'm just writing this. Okay. Def step underscore IMPL implementation context. Just copy paste this kind of stuff and the colon here, and before that you write down this part at the rate when. And what is that step all about? I select privacy policy option, right? Copy this and paste it here. So you can manually, instead of auto generating, right, I'm manually copy pasting. Okay. Now here write down that step. That is context dot driver dot find element by dot name locator is there. For that, give the name locator. That is this name. Agree. Paste that here and say dot click. Dot click. Press enter here. Okay. This is done. This is done. Just press enter here. When I click on the continue button, what should happen? The next step is account should get created. So account should get created here. I think I need to click on the continue button first of all. For that, I'll write down context dot driver dot find element by dot for continue button, how to create an locator. Let's see, inspect this mostly XPath expression. I feel copy this value and say double slash input at the rate value is equal to give that value. So it's located only one element, that is nothing but the continue button. Copy this XPath expression which is locating the continue button and write down here XPath and give the XPath expression of that continue button and say dot click. That's it. And after you click on the continue button, account should get created now. Okay, this is a step. So here, how to verify the account got created successfully? First, select the privacy policy and click on the continue button. I'll verify this. Okay, if you get this particular heading, your account has been created. This proves that account has been successfully created. So this is expected text. Copy this text and write down here expected text is equal to in double quotes. Give the text. And now using Selenium, I need to retrieve this particular text. After clicking on the continue button, inspect this. This is part of the h1 tag, which is under this div containing an ID. Copy this ID, create an XPath expression. Double slash div at the rate ID is equal to give that ID and say slash h1. You see now it's located only one element, that is nothing but this heading, which has some text between the tags that we have to retrieve. Copy that and write down here assert context dot driver dot find element by dot XPath, give the XPath expression and say dot text. It will retrieve the text dot equals EQ. And here I need to pass the expected text. Okay, done. This is also done. So the first register scenario got implemented with Selenium completely. So let's run this scenario to see whether it is working fine or not. After that, we'll implement all the remaining scenarios and I go run them, everything. So let's go to the terminal, clear this out and write down behave features and hyphen tags. I'll just give the tag name as register. Only this scenario, first scenario has the register tag, register and press enter. If it is working fine, then we are good. Only one scenario will run now. To see whether whatever the implemented code is working fine or not, we are running this scenario. Should go to the register account page and it should enter all the details. Register account page, it's going. Should enter all the details. If it creates an account and if that is passed, then we can continue with the remaining scenarios. See, everything got passed. So let's continue with the new remaining scenarios. Okay. So most of the steps are already implemented here. If not implemented, we'll implement. That's okay. Register with all the fields. I navigate to register page, already implemented here. I enter details into all fields, but here mandatory fields, but here all fields. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to, this step also I'll copy paste here and I select privacy policy option. Here, here also I'll add this step. And I don't enter anything into the field. Like, you don't have to do anything here. Done. Okay. So second scenario will implement now. I enter details into all the fields. This step we have to implement. I enter details into all the fields. It's almost same as I enter details into mandatory fields. First, I'll copy all this code and whatever that is missing, I'll write down here. I enter details into all the fields. Instead of print statements, I'll paste it from the previous step. Implemented method. And here I'll write down Arun Motori. New email with timestamp is fine. Then telephone, password, confirm password. Apart from that, what is that thing that will come into the all fields? I'll show you. If you go to the register page, here first name, last name, email, telephone, password, confirm, all are the mandatory fields. But this newsletter is not mandatory. That is not implemented earlier because this is not in mandatory fields. But here I was mentioning to enter details into all the fields. So let's select this newsletter option. Inspect this S radio button and select that so that it will become all fields. Here value 1, name is equal newsletter is there with input. So let's create an XPath expression. Copy this. Control F double slash input at the rate name is equal to give that name and say at the rate value is equal to 1. It's locating this radio button, which is nothing but it's only one element. So this is XPath expression. Copy this and write down here the code. After confirm password, you have to write one more step here in this context dot driver dot find element by dot XPath give the XPath expression and say dot, click. It will select the radio button, newsletter radio button, it will select. So this part is done. Now after that, I select privacy policy already implemented here. I click on the continue button already implemented. Account should get created already implemented. This is also done. This scenario is completed. I'll write down at the rate register for this. Now the next scenario I'll take a navigate register page already implemented here. Enter details into all the fields except email field. Okay, there's something tricky. Except email field. Okay, there's a new step anyhow. So I enter details into all the fields except email. So first of all, here in the previous, all the fields thing is there. So I'll copy this. Except email means you have to remove that email thing. So here, remove this email. Wherever the email is there, that you remove. Okay, this email part you remove. So remove this part. Remaining all fields you will enter, but except email, this timestamp also you don't have to provide here. Okay, done. But email thing we have not, email field we have not entered. Remaining all fields we have entered except email. Now the next step is I enter existing accounts email into the email field. Okay, this is there here. I'll write that here. So email field, existing email address means this is the email related. Copy this line and paste it here. Don't have to do any hard work if it is already there. So here we have to give an email address which is already, for which account already exists, for which already account exists, but we are trying to create an account with that existing account's email. Okay, so that should give a warning message, right? For example, here if I enter around all the details, I'll enter. But in the email, I'll give the email address of the account which already exists. In that case, it should not allow you to create an account. Rather, it should say account exists, already exists for this email, some kind of message we should get. That's what we are trying to do now. So better I'll create one account here and I'll use that email. A Motori. Okay. 20 April 2023 28 1901 33 or something at the rate. Some email address I'm taking. I'll copy this email address and paste it here because for which account I'm already creating an account for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Select, continue. Now account already exists for this email. Now if you try to create an account for the same account, then what kind of thing is happening? You just see. Here I'll enter Arun Motori. Here existing email address for which account already exists. Okay, existing account email address I'm giving instead of new email. So I'll give the telephone. Remaining things doesn't matter actually. Here give the password and you see it will not create an account because with this email already an account is created. Okay, you should get a warning message saying warning email address is already this is expected warning. So here go here and here you see the next step is proper warning message informing about duplicate account should be displayed. Okay, that is coming right anyhow. Remove this and I'll say expected text, expected warning. I'll say expected warning is equal to give this warning. And now we have to retrieve this warning with help of Selenium and compare that with this one. Inspect this. Once you inspect that, you will get this thing. And here account register is there. Copy this as part expression double slash div the rate ID is equal to give that. And under this div tag, somewhere here we have this div slash div of one. You say under this div of one, we have this warning message. Okay, and this is starting of the review, ending of the review. Along with the warning message, you also have some HTML code so that when you say dot text, right, it will not only retrieve this warning, but also along with the warning, it will also retrieve this itags HTML code. So we have to use contains here, as we have already done in one of this previous session. Scenario. Okay, so anyhow, this XPath expression is locating this div section containing this warning message along with this icon is there. So here I'll come back and write down assert context dot driver dot find element, say by dot XPath, give the XPath expression and say dot, okay, dot text, I have to say text dot underscore contains underscore, it should contain what? Should contain this expected warning. Give that here. And if you are not able to see it properly, just press enter so that you can see the complete code here. Okay. And after that, you have to quit the browser. So simply context dot driver dot quit you mention. Proper warning message about duplicate account should be displayed. So this is also completed just now. I'll just write down at the rate register for the completed things for now. So last scenario is left out. Okay, let's automate this last one and we'll be done. And navigate to register page already implemented. I don't enter anything into the fields. This one need to be implemented now. I don't enter anything into the fields. How to write that? So I'll say all the fields. First of all, I'll go to enter details into all the fields kind of method. Where is that? Yeah, this one. Copy this. But here I don't have to enter anything. I'll just paste it here. And here instead of Arun, I'll just make it blank. Motor, I'll remove that. And here there's no need of entering this code actually. And we don't have to enter any email address. I'll just keep it blank. Not entering the email. I'm not entering the telephone number. I'm not entering the password. I'm not entering the confirm password. Then what else? I'm not even selecting this S radio button. Okay, remove that line it all completely. That's it. Here we are not entering any details in the fields, and we are not even selecting the privacy policy because we have not mentioned that here. You see, this one is completed. I click on the continue button already implemented here. I don't have to implement. Proper warning message for every mandatory field should be displayed. This is a different one. So if you go to the register, you go to this register, and here if you don't enter any of these fields, then click on the continue button. For all the mandatory fields, you'll get all this warning message. For privacy fields policy, you got warning, you must agree to the privacy policy. For first name, you got first name must be between 1 and 32 characters. For last name, you got this one. For email, you got this one. For telephone, you got this one. For password, you got this one. All these warning messages have to verify. So what I will do here is I'll write down the expected privacy policy warning. Expected ones I'll write down first is equal to. After that, with Selenium, I'll retrieve all these warning messages and compare with this expected one. Okay. So this is done. The next one is expected first name warning. Expected first underscore name underscore warning is equal to double quotes. I'll write this. The next one, expected last name warning. Copy this. Write down here expected underscore last name underscore warning is equal to give that here. Then after that, expected underscore, what is that? Email warning is equal to give the double quote and paste it here. Then expected telephone warning, copy this. Expected underscore telephone underscore warning. Done. This one. Expected password warning. Expected underscore password underscore warning is equal to in double quote give that. This is also done. Completed. We have extracted all the expected warnings. Now we have to retrieve them with the help of Selenium and compare with these ones. Okay. How to retrieve them? I copy this, select that, inspect, create an XPath expression. For this, here div tag is there with ID. On the top of that, double slash div at the rate ID is equal to give that ID and say slash ID is not entered properly slash. Under this div, we have this first div slash div of 1, which contains this along with HTML code. You know what we are doing here. So here write down assert context driver dot find element by dot XPath by dot XPath dot text dot retrieve the text, and it should contain actually. Okay. Along with that, it also also contains HTML code, so it's better instead of equals you use contains here, and here provide this expected privacy policy warning. And now move this to the new line so that you can see the code properly on the screen. Then here one more assert. This first assert we have created. Now next assert I am going to write. For the next assert, the first name assert. For verifying the first name, I'll write down assert. So I'll just select this part and inspect this. And here we have an ID. Copy this ID, and along for using this ID, we have to locate this part to retrieve this warning message. So control F / input @ID is equal to give that ID, and under that / following hyphen sibling : div. It is locating this one, which is nothing but warning. Between the tags we have the warning. Okay. Copy this XPath expression and write down here context dot driver dot find element by dot XPath. Use the XPath expression and at the end say dot text. Just move this to the new line so that you can write it properly. And say dot equals this time, equals. And circular brackets write the expected first name warning. This assertion is also done. Like this, all the assertions we have to verify one by one. So the last scenario, this is the last scenario we are implementing. After this, we are good. Okay. After this, we will be done with automating or writing the Selenium code for all the feature files, for all the sample functionalities. Okay, that we have chosen for. Assert. Next one, inspect this part. Almost same, but this ID will change. Copy this. Just in this previous XPath expression, replace this ID and you will be able to locate this last name warning. Copy this back here and write down context dot driver dot find element by dot XPath. Use that XPath expression, and at the end you write down dot text and take this new line and say dot equals, and here provide expected last name warning. All the warning messages we are verifying. Okay? At the end we have to write driver.split also. Let me write it because I don't have to forget it. So here in between before driver.quit, I'll just write the assertion statements. Okay, because this is the last step, right? Proper warning message for every mandatory bill. Duplicate account also, did I write that? Here also I have written the driver.quit, so no problem. Wait, here one more thing. Context dot driver dot switch. Okay, here also account should get created. Account should get created. Account should get created. For this also we have to write driver.quit. We have written, and next. Next, here one more assertion. Next one. So here privacy policy, first name warning, last name warning, and email, telephone, password warning. Three more things are there. I'll write down here just to not waste our time. Just copy paste this one, and here just need to modify this locator thing. Inspect this, input email, copy this and paste it here. That's it. And here instead of expected last name, you just write down expected email warning. Okay, remaining all are same. Now here also expected telephone field, right? Just select this, inspect this. Here ID is there. So before that, copy paste this one. And here write down this ID. Just modify this input email with that ID, input telephone, and here verify for expected telephone warning. And next one, this one, inspect this. It also has an ID. So before that, copy paste this one and paste it here. And in place of input telephone, you write down input password. Remaining all are same. And here, instead of verifying that with expected telephone warning, verify with expected password warning. Okay, done. So this is done. This is good. This part is done. Proper warning message for every mandatory field should be displayed. It's completed. After that, we'll quit the browser. After verifying all these assertions and all, we'll quit the browser. So with this, we have implemented all the register related scenarios at the rate register. So fine. Let's run this. All this 1, 2, 3, 4 scenarios of the register. If we are able to run properly, then we are good. Right? We have already run the search related scenarios, register related, login related, scenarios. Now only register related scenarios will run and we'll close this session. In the next session, we will take this framework to the next level. In this session, it's all about implementing the Selenium automation code for this scenarios in the feature file. So here I'll write down behave features space tags is equal to give the tag name as register. We mentioned register as the tag name for all the scenarios in the feature file, register feature file, press enter. All the 4 should pass, then we are good for this session. First one completed. Second one is running. Second one also completed. 2 more. 2 more should run. Third one is running. Third one completed. Now the fourth one completed. Okay, everything should get passed. You see, 4 scenarios got passed. That means everything is working fine in this project. So we are good, right? We have implemented Selenium automation code for all the scenarios in the feature files, all these feature files. So that's all for this session. In the part 2, we have successfully implemented Selenium Python code, okay, for all scenarios. I have practically demonstrated this in this session. Okay, this part 2 is all about implementation of Selenium code. Okay, demonstration done. So this is all for this part 2. We'll go with the next part. In that we'll continue with this framework. Okay, so that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.